Thank you. And now we are going to do stress, distress, and reactions. So this is a brainstorm. All ideas are good. Just put them up. Just pace yourself and make sure that the scribes have time to write. And please, everyone, try to make sure that all of the words and responses get up here. If there's a word you don't know the meaning, if you don't know what it's meant, it's okay to ask. Usually we don't discuss things at all, but it's not okay to make people justify why they're putting it up there. We'll discuss that later. Okay? So just ideas. First, stress. What are just ordinary everyday stresses? Being late, picking up children, um, deadlines. What are Yes. Ordinary everyday stress. Go ahead. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we don't have to fill the whole page. You've got the idea. We just want to get a feel for these are there's lots of everyday ordinary stresses, even positive things, parties and holidays and joys and trips are, have some stress in them. Add a couple of those in. Okay? So now let's just get a feeling for distress. What is a distress? Something, death in the family, loss of a job, homelessness. Yes, you can write those up. Uh-huh. What are distresses? What are bigger, more overwhelming, not so day to day, ordinary stresses, distresses? Mm-hmm. Okay, get those up. All right. So we don't have to keep going and going. And everybody, whoa, stop a minute. Let's do a grounding. I forgot to tell you, I should have told you at the beginning. Take care of yourself. Remember, look at your core self, look out the window. Keep breathing. As soon as we start talking about distress, if you feel yourself shut down or you see somebody near you shutting down, ask us to do a grounding. Okay? All right, anything else you want on the distress sheet? Uh-huh. Anything that was a major kind of event or catastrophe in your life that you've seen or that you'd like up there. Okay? All right, good. So now reactions. How do we react when we become overwhelmed? Okay? Uh-huh. So, yeah, crying, heaving, sobbing, isolating, withdrawing, too much, too little sleep, too much, too little eating. Um, so bring out whatever people are giving you, tips to facilitators, but um, make sure they cover sort of the withdrawal kinds of stuff, the hyper vigilance, the paranoia, the anxiety, the easily startled, the drinking, the drugging, the carousing, the going out, the fighting, the risk taking, the controlling stuff. You want everything locked down. You get upset when people surprise you. You don't like surprises. That kind of control, legitimacy, defend yourself, justify yourself kinds of stuff, or the um, I feel worthless, the 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 helplessness, the hopelessness. So make sure you get a whole range of the reactions, and then step back and again grounding frequently. Yeah, frequently grounding, discharging emotion, coming back to this time and place. That was then, this is now. That was then, this is now. Breathe. Okay, so these reactions are normal reactions. You may feel when you're having these reactions, you may feel like you're the only one and that you're weird, different than everybody else. When distressing and overwhelming events happen, the first time they happen from the outside, but then they replay inside. and it becomes the inside place that becomes unsafe. Initially, it was outside. But after trauma replays itself inside, distresses replay, it becomes inside that becomes unsafe. And so we isolate, and we don't want intimacy. We don't want anybody to see what's actually going on inside of me. And so it can be very, very isolating. So then what we do is go up to, we have on the board a poster that has the definition of trauma, and we post it next to the reactions. So trauma is a perceived threat. Now, see, the problem with trauma is we use it in two different ways. One is a perceived threat that overwhelms one's ability to adapt. So we say it's a traumatic event. That event was traumatic. An event that threatens, something that threatens and overwhelms me and my ability. I can't adapt to it. But the second definition is what we are often talking about here, which is being traumatized. And let me read that to you. A mental state of collapse or disorganization. So a mental collapse or a mental disorganization that occurs when one is overwhelmed by a perceived threat, which means you can't resist it and you can't get away from it, instilling deep patterns of emotional distress. So trauma sets in when we are overwhelmed. It's not the act itself. I've been in war zones. People are shooting each other. A lot of people aren't expect that and they don't get traumatized that. But this one guy, when he saw his wife walk across the green under an umbrella with another guy, totally flipped out. Totally overwhelmed. And so I see her walking across. There's nothing traumatic about that, seeing that. For him, it was overwhelming. And so it isn't so much what the event is, it's our reaction to that event. So there's no situation that is universally traumatic. Trauma is how we react to the situation. When we become overwhelmed and we can't get out, we can't respond, and we freeze. And the minute we freeze, our body chemistry changes. And that's what we talk about. That's what we refer to as being traumatized. There are 3 ways to avoid trauma if you notice that you are getting overwhelmed. One is get in touch with your core self and transforming power around you, because trauma sets in when you're overwhelmed, when your resources don't feel adequate to the need. So just get your resources really big. Find that sense of power and spirit in yourself and say, you're not going to take me down. I'm going to handle this. The second one is to stay in motion. Like, don't freeze up. A really brilliant trauma specialist once was in one of those multi-car pileups on a highway, and her car was off on the side, and she realized she was starting to freeze. She realized, and she was like, I can't do that. She was like, okay, I'm on the side of the road. I'm outdoors. The grass is green. It must be daylight because I can see the light. It's light. It's afternoon. I can hear a dog. The dog's over there. It's a little dog. The dog's white. Anything to come outside yourself. Come outside yourself. This is super grounding. And then say, okay, and what am I going to do next? Stay in motion. Do not freeze. And if you don't freeze, then that body chemistry doesn't change. Okay, the third thing you can do is seek a companion. I remember saying to people, like if I'm on the phone and I'm trying to help them over the phone and I can tell they're getting hysterical, it's like, look around, find any other full-grown adult and say, I need your help. Help me. Get good attention, because trauma sets in when you're overwhelmed and you freeze, and you get overwhelmed when you feel alone. So there are some things about the definition of trauma Is everybody clear about that? Do you have any questions or comments? Uh-huh. Okay. And what is the implications for understanding this? What is the implications of understanding this for our public life? Uh-huh. Okay. And if there's time, you can get into pairs or groups of threes, but maybe they just go to their journal. Just take a few minutes, but do take a few minutes to write in your journal. What do you want to remember from this? What insight did you have for yourself personally? Changes or practices that you want to take into your life? Okay, thank you. And now we're going to do a light and lively, or we're going to take a break, go wash your face, go take care of yourself, get outside, walk around. Okay, make sure you do good self care after this.